What's going on, guys? It's Doss. Welcome back to another real world car ownership review video. Don't worry, I will figure out a way to shorten this title for this series somewhere in the near future, but for now, just dealing with another everyday case of use me whenever you need to your convenience. Only in this case, it's much more severe because it involves this. This is my 2019 Nissan Altima. It's the newest car I have right now, and it makes the fourth, and it's time for it to go, I guess. It's one of those situations where you'll feel guilty and terrible and a piece of crap if you keep the car, and you'll feel guilty and terrible and a piece of crap if you give the car away. So first, I want to start off where this car actually came from. This, I would describe it as, well, it used to be a family car. It would just kind of float around in the family for a second until I was like, you know what, I'm just going to, nobody knew what they wanted to do with it. We bought it from a friend, coworker, about a couple years ago or whatever. It had 50,000 miles on it at the time. Now it's got 70,000 miles on it. Put about 4,000 miles on this car in about maybe like 8 months since I've been in the process of purchasing it from one of my parents. And now it's going to my siblings who need it more, since this car hasn't really been around us for too long. I'm not obviously not going to have too many mechanical issues to talk about, but I can talk about a previous Nissan that I had. I had a 2010 Nissan Altima with the exact same 2.5 liter engine under the hood. I don't know about the transmission. I'm sure it's still CVT because Nissan just loves their CVT. There's really no problems at all. But I have two complaints about this car, and I will get to that in a second. I do also like the newer Nissan Altimas. This is still the current generation of Nissan Altima right now. They did put a bigger infotainment screen and kind of jazzed up the interior a little bit more. All right, so real quick, this is not one of the two problems that I wanted to mention, but it's something that was here from the previous owners. They mentioned they hit some type of large object and which pretty much just ruined this entire front bumper. It's been like this since it was adopted in our family. As you can see, this corner light right here is loose. It's the turn signal right here, and this whole piece is just pretty much done right here. It's cracked from here, and it's just cracked from down in there. It's just a really terrible situation going on right here. Besides dents and rock chips and scratches and everything like that, this is the only body damage on the outside of this car. Number one on the two problems I have with this car, it's black. I had a Charger, 2020 Charger that was just like this. I hand washed it, only hand washed it because I already knew what time it was with a color like this. It looks good when it's nice and clean and taken care of, but even when you hand wash it, you still get swirl marks over time, and it's just one of the worst colors to have because it's ridiculously annoying. When you have classic black like this, you get scratches all the time, just out of nowhere. You see just the universe scratches your car. An incredibly difficult color to take care of, and I just would not recommend it unless you just really want to baby it and you know what you're doing. I don't know, but even if you do baby it, you will still get scratches. I'm over here looking at the hood, and since I got back from that road trip from Texas, it was a round trip, and this car is pretty much predominantly white. It's an exaggeration, but there's so many rock chips on this hood, it's crazy. I'm talking like this because I'm a fanatic about my cars no matter what, especially cars that are in the family. I get real sentimental. I think black looks really good on cars. I just think it's a terrible color to have because it's ridiculously annoying and hard to maintain. So that's just that. Let's move on to the next thing. So problem number two is going to be inside of the car right here. It's this volume knob that's already glitched out. I called Nissan to talk about it, and they said it needs to be recalibrated for $179. Not sure even how long that would take. I think they said about like 3 hours or so. But yeah, that is a load of crap. But I don't know if it's even going to get done. I was going to do it if it was going to stay in my car. But at this point, probably not. But yeah, you still have your stereo buttons, obviously, on the steering wheel. And I must say this car is well laid out, especially for its previous generations or whatever. This generation right here is really nice. I mean, just the way the dashboard is built. This is one of the base model Ultimas, and it still has a screen, pretty decent sized screen right there in the middle of the gauge cluster. I think that is really cool. And as you're looking at the cleanliness in here right now, this is exactly how every single one of my cars is all the time, 24/7, because I don't believe in a dirty car. I don't know why your car would be dirty in the first place. Just clean it. It takes care of you. Why don't you take care of it? But this is exactly how my cars look all the time, 24/7. Only reason why not, obviously right here in the driver's footwell, I've been walking around, so of course you're gonna have some dirt, some rocks, and some dust or whatever. But yeah, pretty much everything. Well, the trunk might be a mess, but the interior is definitely cluster free, just like my room, even though I barely spend any time in there. Maybe Oh, you know, as I was talking to, I actually forgot. There's actually one more problem about this car. Let's see if it'll actually do it, because typically when I record, it doesn't. All right, so the last problem that I forgot about, I know I said two, but I just thought about the third, which is actually a legit problem. But typically when I record, this car does not want to show its flaws. Now, it has to do with this, the hood latch right here. When you pull on the hood latch, which is once, it's not like, you know, like the new Ford Explorer where you pull on it twice, it says 2X. This car is just once. You pull on it once, and the hood is supposed to pop up like that. It's supposed to pop up on you. This car sometimes doesn't do it. Now, it sounds like there's something loose. I don't know if it's from the hood latch, but it's inside of the hood. Like there's like two layers, and it sounds like it's rattling around in there inside the hood. And it's been doing this ever since I've known this car. So 50,000 miles. So I'm going to try to do it now. It's probably not going to work, right? But typically what I have to do is just kind of like jiggle it, like play with it around a little bit, like reach over here under the headlight. You got more room to put your fingers in, and just kind of like push it, kind of give it a little bit, like kind of try to like give it life support. Let's go ahead and try it right now. Okay, so I don't know if you hear that, but that is me pulling on the latch. It's supposed to let it up, and it's not coming up. So here's what I'm going to do. See that? See? All right, this car did it. I'm so proud. This is the exact same 2.5 four-cylinder that was under the hood in my 2010. This 2.5 does not have too many problems at all. It's only the CVT transmissions that everybody complains and bitches about when it comes to Nissan, or at least these Nissan Altimas. And with that 2010, that thing lasted to about, now I have no prior knowledge or any prior service information to that car, because that 2010 was adopted in the family back in 2016 when it had when it had 98,000 miles on it already. That car lasted, since we had it at 98,000 miles, it lasted to 206,000 miles. Is the day I was coming home from work, perfect timing, exiting off of the off ramp, and I only had like not even maybe like 700 feet to drive from there, right? And it started doing, you know, the RPMs kept going higher and higher and higher at lower speeds. I was sitting there doing about 30 miles an hour at 6,000 RPMs. All right, guys, so there's a look at my 2019 Nissan Altima. Sad to see it go, but I figured I might as well make a real world car ownership review video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, a good look at a 2019 Nissan Altima and what you should keep a lookout for. And well, I know it wasn't much, but it's a 2019, it's 70,000 miles on it, right? So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and that's it.